Alright, now I've been making some mistakes. I'm quite new to this shatter thing, which is just marijuana concentrate. Just a little stronger of my medicine that I put in weed bowls. I don't dab it like out of a rag or anything. So there we go. And I'm going to stick that on top of my weed. Okay. Oh, I got a nice little wormy. Oh, wait. Oh, can you see it? Yes, nice little wormy. Okay. Oh, finally. Yes. Hey, get off my finger. There. Oh, okay. Off my finger. Oh, yeah, you are sticky. As soon as you touch it, it melts. Alright. It's kind of hard to work with, but it's worth the effort. Alright, that should be good for now. This is Chapo OG. So, oh, and it's gold label. Legally obtained and legally consumed. Alright. Here we go. Start of my video. I have a cute little story to tell you. And yeah, and I think that I'm trying to think if I want to tell you anything else besides the fun I had and okay, well I'll just have to decide as I go along. That was nice. That's very nice indeed. Alright. So, okay. So I'll tell you the story of what happened today. My best friend and I, hang on, I just want to just light. My best friend and I had a lot of fun going to the river and walking along the pathways that are so brilliantly beautiful in Calgary. There's a few deep puddles and things like that, and a few falling hazards, so be careful if you go out there, but it was such a beautiful day. It would have been such a tragedy to miss it. And I was so lost in the moment, I didn't bring any, like I brought my iPad with me, but I just kept it in my bag because I didn't want to get out of the moment. It was just a great experience. And then after that, we went to this little antique shop in a neighborhood close to mine, and it was so much fun. Like, it was incredible. So now I have been outside all day walking and sweating, and so yeah, that's basically it. Oh, and there was this lady with, after we got out of the pathway system, there was this dog park, and we had left that area, and there's this lady with two dogs on leashes with like a little sized dog. Like, they look like little mops. I'm not sure what they're called, but the sweetest little mops anyway. She had two of them. And one dog, around exactly the same size, was following those two dogs. So I just thought at first that they were just her dogs, but my boyfriend, he said to her, he's like, "Oh, is that is that your dog too?" And there's a lady looking distraught in the distance waiting for her dog. So luckily no families were broken up. Yeah, and what else did I do today? Yeah, that's about that for that. And then, okay, I'll tell a brief little bit about my story, and then I'll do my card reading, because that's what I feel like doing today. Okay, so the next part of my story was the backpack that I forgot it. Did I tell that story, the backpack that I forgot? Yes, I did. I think I did, yeah, the backpack I forgot at school. And then we moved out of that place of the small apartment when I was very, very young, my family and I, my mother, my stepdad, and my sibling. And we moved to this other place that has since burned down because there was a huge forest fire where I grew up in Fort McMurray, and that place burned to the ground, the second place that I was in with my family. And that's where I grew up my early teenage years, my adolescence, and yeah. So that place was pretty terrible. I remember that I would go to the graveyard just to spend time with dead people, even when I was since I was so young, because I guess that I wanted to escape home since the abuse was so terrible. And I guess ghosts kind of became my friends in my mind anyway, and in my heart. So I guess that I feel closer to them because I was close to death a lot of times. I was almost killed. In fact, when I was that age, at that young age, I always knew that things were really bad. It's hard to explain how you get used to things that are violent, how you get used to preparing somebody might die in an argument. Just an argument would be enough that somebody would take someone's life, or that they're thinking about seriously hurting you. Things between you and your authority figure are really creepy and odd, because the sexual abuse, the psychological torture, and then at the same time there was the bullying, and it really tore me to pieces. But I really have to think more of how I could tell that story in a more functional way. But that is the next story that I want to tell, I think, if I remember. See, it's a little dodgy. Yeah, but today was a great day anyhow. And oh, I just love that little antique store too. It was great. After this puff, I will do a little intuitive reading, and I will write down my cards on Patreon. So yeah, this whole thing is just getting started. Oh, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Oh no, I might not be ready for the townhouse yet story. I might still have a couple left about the first place in the apartment. Oh yeah, I'm sure I do. There's some fucked up shit. Of course there is. I was watching a girl blog about a stalker earlier on one of those vlogs on YouTube, and telling her story about her and her group of little girlfriends in high school getting basically hunted down by a predator online, and I was so horrified. It was awful. Yeah. Alright, let's see. I'll show you the card, and I'll tell you as much as I can. And I would Gregory Scott, it actually really inspired me to do a daily tarot reading thing, and I think it's pretty cool. Although I am definitely not in his league, but still. Okay, the way that I do this is the way I do it. I'll shuffle each deck, because today I'm doing these cards, and the angel cards, and whichever ones fall out, I'll pull out, and I'll explain my insights on how I feel them. Okay, so let's go. Sometimes it takes a little while. Once I get better at editing, this will be so much better. Oh, there we go. This is the Ace of Pentacles. And to me, this means that you're thinking a lot about whoever this reading is for. You're thinking a lot about material things. You might also be getting a gift, because lots of times when I get the Ace of Pentacles, I get a gift. To me, this feels like wealth, like earth, like money. So you might be coming into money, a gift of some kind, some creative way to make money, but things are definitely going well. I just get earth, green, money, like happiness and wealth, like a really good vibe of like being abundant and focusing on abundance and just the joys of the material, of the physical, of the tangible earth. And I love this card. I think it gives security if you feel lacking, like grounded earth root chakra type energy is what I feel with this card here. I have read opinions where they say that if the Ace of Pentacles comes up, it means you're obsessed with money, but I found that a negative interpretation, and I don't really find it true for me, unless, say, the Ace of Pentacles is falling with a worrisome card, then that's different. But usually the Ace of Pentacles is an omen of good fortune, I've found in my life anyway. Now it's time for the angel cards. Sometimes they take their time for an answer. Oh, there those go. Oh yes. Okay. I think there's two down there. Okay. No, there's three. Okay. The angels have a lot to say today. So remember that one that we just read was the Pentacles and a gift of money, of wealth, of a gift, a financial gift. It doesn't always have to be money, but some kind of thing for money in the realm of the material and tangible things that are new, like building wealth, new ideas in that vein, and in the earth. And shopping. So there's 4 of these. Okay. Angel cards. Number 1, steady progress. You're making progress in this world through the things that you do through love, and the angels are noticing those good things that you're doing, and they're very pleased about that. Oh, and see, it's all about light and starlight. Even in the darkest of nights, the stars shine. That's really a beautiful card showing that you're doing the things that you need to do. It's like, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the Trinity, like that kind of energy, good angel energy. You're doing what you should do, and you're being noticed for that. Ground yourself. This card is incredible. Like when I was out in nature today with my boyfriend, and we were walking along, and it was so beautiful with the forest and with the trees in the forest and the river and the fresh air and the birds. It's just, sometimes you just have to let go and get close to the earth and just to go in a little piece of nature, to just leave the city lights and to leave the hustle and bustle and the busy pace of how fast life goes by, and just take a minute to breathe. So this one suggests that you should take time to value the relationship with yourself, and that way when get closer to the one who created all of us. Well, whoever you might deem that to be, that when you work on that relationship, your other relationships will follow, like in that same vein. That's what this card says, and just that your relationships are really highlighted right now. So pay attention to that too, because all the money in the world with the Ace of Pentacles is not going to be able to hold your hand. So here you go with that. And finally, the opportunity to forgive. See? And she feels such closeness with animals, and she's in a state of joy because she's forgiven, right? She's forgiven. And she's letting go, and she's not letting it ruin her the rest of her day. A lot of times when we hold on to things inside, it just festers in and keeps us stuck while the other person has moved on. The best thing that we can do, I think, is to just release, and to forgive. If you forgive somebody else, they no longer have that power over you. I mean, truly forgive and let it go so you don't remember it. Easier said than done, and some situations, of course, I understand, are not that easy to forgive. But try your best, I'd say. Oh, and I got coffee too. This is so delicious. Oh. All right. God bless you.